That's a really big thing that can be a major deterrent from having a happy, fulfilling life. All right, so I'm going to talk about 5 keys to having a fuller, more well-rounded life. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so I am in a different vehicle. Let's see how this looks. It's darker in this car, huh? But anyways, I was just thinking about, just life, going through the motions of life, taking care of yourself, taking care of others, maintaining your domicile or home, taking care of your body, eating properly, exercising, making money, getting income, saving money, setting aside money for future things, whether they be trips or items or retirement, maintaining relationships, taking care of those relationships, contributing to those relationships, setting time aside for people, making time for people, reaching out to people, answering or responding when people reach out to you, smiling at strangers, being nice. Yeah, there's so much that goes on in life. How do we deal with it all? How do we do it every day and do it a little better than yesterday? How do we know what we need to improve on? What have we done well? What have we done that could use some improvement? How frequently do we assess how we handle things? How frequently do we celebrate ourselves for handling things well? When do we set aside time to actually review how we handle things? Yeah, so I just want to dive into life. The main thing to note is that things are going to happen in life. We've said that many times on this channel. Things are going to happen in life, and you are not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to control them at all. But what you can control is how you respond to them and how you react. So the number one thing, the number one key that we'll start with is our mindset. And when you can master your mindset, I think you have an advantage in life that some people don't have. So when it comes to mastering your mindset, I think some of the things that can help you do that are practices of gratitude. And we mentioned it before, but like the gratitude journaling and things like that, those are ways that you can stay ahead of what could be a slump, like a negativity slump, or heading into like a depression, or things that can just come upon you if you don't know how to have maintenance in your life. So if you can't maintain your happiness, then sadness, unfortunately, like weeds, will creep in and it'll take over. So the main thing with the first one is knowing that you can master your mindset. It does take some effort. You might want to read some books, and I'll put some recommendations below, but it does take a little bit of effort to master your mindset. But once you do it, it's like a skill that you can then pull on time and time again, and you can go forward and grow. So number 2 is a little dark. Number 2 is choosing your circle wisely. So with choosing your circle wisely, you'll want to be mindful of who you have around you at any given time. And sometimes we have people around us that we can't control, like in a work environment or other type of structured environments. But you can choose to either limit or increase the amount of time that you spend with someone. So just because you might have to be in communication with someone that maybe is not the most uplifting or positive or joyous, to be around, you can control the amount of time that you spend with that person or near that person. And like I said, if it's a work environment, of course you have to do what you have to do, but you can control the amount, the duration typically. So that's just something to note with choosing your circle wisely, because you do want to have deep, meaningful connections with people that are like-minded. And 2, you know what is very, common since the pandemic, people are having issues making friends. And not to negate the maybe prior friendships or whatever, but just making friends as adults. So something that I found that's helpful is going to different groups. If there's a group environment where you all have a common hobby or common activity or something like that, where you can go to this thing and people are all coming together, you know, like-minded, having the same desire or goal. And so you can do things like walks in the park. I've seen like dog mom walks, sporting events where people maybe play like flag football, tennis. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're paid, but just kind of keep an eye out for like different things to do in your area. Free events, free groups. If there's things that are like recurring, those are good because you can see people. If you see them again, you can kind of talk to them. So it's like just choosing your circle wisely and also being intentional with adding to your circle. I think that could be very helpful. All right, number 3 is health. So, well, your health matters. That's what we're going to call number 3. And with number 3, you do want to pay attention to things like your sleep pattern, your hydration, your water consumption. Your body will function to the level in which you support it. So if you make optimizing your health, prioritizing your health, something that you focus on, then your body should respond accordingly. You can benefit or help your body with proper sleep, hydration, rest, not sleep rest, but idle rest, like where you might have time to, I don't want to say do nothing, but sometimes you just need time to lounge, like relax. Your food plays a major role in how your body functions. So if you're eating foods that support your body better, then you'll have more energy, you'll have more, brain clarity, you won't have the brain fog. So this is something that can help you just in your daily life feel more energetic, be able to be more attentive, alert, make better decisions. Moving your body, walking, some form of exercise. These are things also that can help increase your energy level and allow you to just feel more fulfilled, have higher energy levels, be more productive, and overall have a better quality of life, which is what we all want. Number 4, live in purpose and in passion. When we have a sense of purpose, then we have a greater sense of fulfillment in our lives. Your passion might not be your main source of income because sometimes passions don't pay the bills, but with you having a passion for something, you can have that can be an outlet for you. So, whatever the thing is that you're passionate about, and maybe it's not your primary, or maybe it's not even a way to monetize it. Maybe it's just, you like picking flowers. You like picking flowers. Or you truly, like spending time at the animal shelter. But making time for that, whether it's making time to go to the animal shelter, for example, or you make time, however you can fit it into your schedule where you're like, I'm going to go pick flowers and I collect them, and maybe you press them and you just have them in photo albums or whatever, and that's a sense of like fulfillment for you. You feel like you're preserving something, whatever it is. Just having that be a part of your daily life. And 2, I know I've had some people reach out, they struggle with finding their passion. So it's so common to say, live in your purpose, but how does someone do that? And I found it's really helpful if you can think of what were you doing, what did you want to do when you were a child? What did you always say? I was going to do this, I'm going to be this, or I'll do that. Or you as a child, you envisioned yourself being whatever. And then 2, our actions speak. So what are you doing when you lose track of time? Like when you are like, you're doing something and you truly get lost in it. And it's like, how in the world have 2 hours gone by?
What?
So those are kind of some things to think about that can kind of help you with identifying those passions or identifying your purpose. Don't get discouraged too if you have been trying to like make your passion or what you feel is your purpose your primary thing and it is not working out. Don't get discouraged. People sometimes say, your passion is something you do for free. Well, free doesn't pay bills. So your passion is something that you can do, on the side or in addition to your main thing until that passion has enough momentum and enough fuel and enough drive and enough customer to enable it to sustain you. So that's why I said you keep that passion, that thing that you feel is your purpose, because whatever you put into it, that can grow and that can possibly turn into something that can sustain you from a financial perspective, because maybe emotionally and you know, whatever else, you feel sustained from it, but it might just be that monetary part where you're like, I need a little more from you, passion or purpose. I need a little more. So don't be discouraged and feel like you're losing or anything like that if your purpose or your passion is not your main thing, because that's okay. That's completely okay. But what you don't want to do is not feed it. You know, if you're getting fulfillment from it, if it's helping you, you do want to feed it. You know, so like I said, you know, it's a few times a week. You know, you do whatever it is, or whatever cadence works with your life. You know, just don't put it down. You know, if it's something that it keeps coming to your brain and you keep thinking about it and it's almost like a distraction a little bit, don't put it down. Just do it when you can, and just know that if it's meant to be your main thing, your primary thing, it will be, and you'll know when you need to increase your time into it, maybe even some investment into it. I think you'll know. So just don't put it down. Okay, so we're at the last one. This is key number 5. Stop holding yourself back. This is a very important key. You've heard it said, you're your worst critic. And we can be. We definitely can be. But I think it's because we are in the trenches with ourselves every day. So we see every little thing. And that can be good and bad. But when it comes to our way of living that can hold us back, number 1 is we can hold ourselves back emotionally, sometimes by not what we've done to ourselves, but by what others have done to us, and the inability to forgive. That's a really big thing that takes up a lot of mental space, and it can hinder us when we embark on new things in life. This is something that can really be a major deterrent from having a happy, fulfilling life. It's important for us to know that when we are trying to do things the right way, when we are striving to live a more fulfilling life, we can sometimes hold ourselves back because of the things that we're holding on to, because of the ways that we think it's best to do things. Sometimes we can prevent ourselves from embracing this lightened, easier, less burdensome, less difficult way of life. It's important to note that we can hold ourselves back. We can be our worst enemy sometimes. We can stifle our growth. We can be that obstacle on our journey for ourselves. We can be our own obstacle. But knowing that you want to have a better life, knowing that I want to have a better life, let's just heal. Let's just heal. And we know that in healing, things are going to get uncomfortable. I do want to say that going through life, there are so many high points as we go through life. And there are sometimes some points that are not so high, not so exciting, but unavoidable. And in those moments, I think it's important for us to have an awareness that this is not going to define my tomorrow unless I let it. What we get to control is ourselves. That's what we get to control. Empowering yourself with that knowledge that you can control yourself. Because there's people that don't even know that. There are people that don't even know that they control themselves, honestly. They just let whatever happens happen. That's just how it is. So just you knowing that, and me knowing that I can control myself. In this unique situation, in this wonderful situation, in this unfortunate situation, I can control myself. And understanding that you control you. Nobody else controls you, and you don't control anybody else. That's how life is. Some people do have ability to manipulate people, but that has its time, and it has its consequences as well. So, going through life knowing that we control ourselves is a very liberating and empowering thing. I'm gonna put a quote. Your past does not define you, but your choices today do. The choices that I make today, that's what defines me. But anyways, I didn't say it, but on this channel we do talk about going through life, everyday life, no matter who you are, as best as we can, because school does not teach you this. You're not taught this in school. But I feel like I have gone on and on about number 5. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel like these keys are something that you can carry around with you. You can re-listen to this. If you got any nuggets, please share them in the comments. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Please share. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.